So I think we have been doing the fifth chapter, Newton's laws of motion. Before going into this, I thought, am I audible to everyone? Can you hear me
Yes,
properly?
sir. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
If you have any difficulty, let me know. So then I should try, switching off the fan, closing the windows, and all these things I should do. Okay. So if you have any trouble, you can let me know. Okay, so I think Vedant, you had asked me a couple of doubts, so we can answer that and then we can come back to this topic. I think the first doubt you had was the person in an inclined plane, right? So you have a person like this, so sliding down like this, and then his backpack is kind of falling down. So the question was, what will be the velocity of this man when he's reaching here, and what is the velocity of this bag when it is reaching here? And I hope you understood the concept. So the potential energy is what is getting converted to kinetic energy, which means the potential energy here is equal to the kinetic energy here or here. So that means potential energy is equal to kinetic energy. So potential energy is nothing but mgh. Kinetic energy is half mv square. That means cancels. So v will be root of 2gh. Okay, this is exactly what you will get in another formula, which is v squared is equal to u squared plus 2as. So usually, if you are dropping something, right, initial velocity is 0. So that means you will get v is equal to root of 2as, and you will see that acceleration due to gravity is g and the height is h, then it will be root of 2gh. So that means whether you use equations of motion or you use potential energy is equal to kinetic energy, you will get the same answer. Coming back to this topic, right? So this guy will be, coming with root 2 gh, and this bag will also be falling with the velocity of root 2 gh. So that means you can imagine that the height is same here, g is same, which means the velocity will be same for this and this. So that means Vb is equal to Vm. Did you understand the explanation given in WhatsApp, Vedant?
Yes, sir. Now I can clearly understand. But I thought the frictional force will act on the man and the velocity will decrease. So Vm is less than Vb. So I thought like that, sir.
Yeah, that's correct. But you probably wouldn't read the question correctly. Go back and check. They said frictionless inclined plane.
Oh, frictionless. Oh, yes, sir.
So if they had said there is a friction, then yeah, you are right. So that means there will be a friction acting in the opposite direction. So that means it will become F friction is equal to mu into N. So it's very similar to what you do in the this thing. So N will be here, mg will be here, sorry, mg cos theta will be here, mg sin theta will be here, and F friction will be here. So that means F friction is equal to mu into m. So that means in that case it will be different, right? Here we are assuming that all the potential energy is getting converted to kinetic energy. So we are not assuming any friction here. If friction was there, what you said is correct. The velocity will be less. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So in that case,
Yeah.
maybe in the next exam they will change the question. They are not going to ask the same question. Maybe they will say, okay, when you have a friction, what will happen? In that case, you should know that this will be higher and this will be lower. Why? Because
The falling feelings.
some of the potential energy Initially, you have some potential energy. Some of the energy is lost, or you can say some is getting converted to kinetic energy, and some is lost as work done against friction. Really? Yes
Yes,
or
sir. Yes,
no?
sir.
So that means you can also write this as potential energy minus W friction. Why? Because some energy is lost due to the work done against friction, and only the remaining will be available as kinetic energy, which means you see, because of this effect, the value will decrease. If the value decreases, kinetic energy will also decrease. Okay?
Yes. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
So if you go to this website, right, and if you click on, I think it was, I don't remember the question. Yeah, so you can click on 11P05, right? If you go to that chapter, right, these are all the side notes here. If you click on that, I think we discussed this some time back. Do you remember? Kinetic energy of the car will become potential energy of the spring. But if you have friction, then kinetic energy minus W friction will become the potential energy of the spring. Because here the car is coming with certain speed and then it is stopped by the spring, which means kinetic energy is getting converted to potential energy. Are you following?
Yes, sir.
If you try to relate all these things, you will see that it will become very easy for you, right? Because you should not mug up this. You should think, okay, some I have to do some work against the friction, which means the total energy will be decreased. So some energy will be lost in this one, which means only the remaining will be available here. The same concept here, right? What we are talking about. Only thing here, kinetic energy of the car is getting converted to potential energy of the spring. Here,
Potential energy converting
potential
to
energy of
kinetic
the
energy.
person on the top or the block is getting converted to kinetic energy. But the concepts are same. Okay, so if you know this, you will see that it is very easy, right? Understanding the concepts is the first step. Doing the mathematics, anybody can do the multiplication division. But understanding this is more important. Okay, and I asked you to do the proof. I was not satisfied with the proof which you sent. Maybe I can do it here. So listen carefully. You can imagine the man or you can imagine the block here. So that means the block is mg sine theta, right? But I told you if you remove the mass, that is your acceleration. So that means the velocity with which it will come here, right? If you take this as a length L from here to here. So S is equal to ut plus, should I use this one? Okay, I will use a other formula. V squared is equal to u squared plus 2as. So I want to find the velocity with which it will be reaching here. So that means I want final velocity. Initial velocity is 0. So 2 acceleration is g sine theta. S is the displacement. So displacement along this direction is L. So that means I should put L here. So that means V squared is equal to this one. So V is equal to root of 2g sine theta into L. But what is L? This is H. This is theta. This is L. So that means it is opposite by hypotenuse. So that means it will be sine theta. So sine theta is equal to opposite by hypotenuse. So that means in place of L, I can put h by sine theta. That means sine theta cancel. So I'll be getting root of 2gh. This is for the sliding block. What about the bag over here falling down? So again you can do the same thing. V squared is equal to u squared plus 2as. U squared is 0. V squared is equal to 2. What is the acceleration due to? Acceleration is g, right? So that means I can directly put g. S is your height h. That means V is equal to root of 2gh. That means 1 is equal to 2. So 1 is equal to 2, which means velocity of the bag is equal to velocity of the man in the inclined plane. Hence proved. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
So that means I think you missed something over here. Nothing wrong in it. But how are you going to learn it? Only by doing problems, right? And clarifying your doubts. So the more and more problems you do and clarify your doubts, slowly you will be improving. Okay, so you can learn so many things. Remember, many students make the mistake of studying that problem, looking at the solution, and then they will jump to the next problem. That is not the way to study for JEE or NEET. Okay, because they are not going to ask you the same question. There you have to think what are the variants they can ask. So that means, as I told you, they can change the question as having a kinetic energy here, sorry, friction here. So that means the method will change. Are you following what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Then this proof, sometimes it will be useful. Okay, so they may change the question. Okay, I think you had one more doubt about that crossing, river crossing, right? So I think, if I remember the question, the stream was 10, I think, 10 meter per second. So go back and check. The river was going at the speed of 10 meter per second, whereas the person can swim at a speed of um, velocity of the man is equal to 20 meter per second, I think. This is velocity of the river. So they're asking you to find the shortest path taken, right, to reach from here to here. So shortest path means, I think we discussed this some time back. There are two methods, two important concepts in this kind of problems. Okay. So if the man is swimming like this, I will call this as V man. But you know that the river is going to keep on pushing him, so that means he will land up somewhere here. Are you able to imagine what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So that means this is your V resultant. So that means the V river is acting this way. So that means somebody is pushing this way, somebody is pushing this way, which means the object or the man is going to go this way. Again, when I said somebody is pushing, this, in this case, swimmer means the swimmer himself is pushing himself, right? Here, the river is pushing the swimmer. So that means this is your V resultant. However, note this. This is not the shortest path. He will land up somewhere here, but this will be very quick because the river is going kind of pushing him. So that means take it down properly. This is the concept for shortest time. What does that mean? If I calculate this length, the length might be longer than some other case. So that means, but the time will be shortest. So that means if they ask you shortest time, then you should make the drawing like this. Okay. But read the question, what did they say? Shortest time or shortest path?
Shortest path.
Shortest path. So that means this is not the correct method for our problem. So that means I should redraw this. So now listen carefully. Only if the man is swimming like this, the river will push him like this, and he will end up, if you are standing in a bridge here, you will see that the swimmer is actually going this way. So that means this is where we result. This is where we man. This is where we river. You can say river or stream. So that means this is the concept for shortest path. So that means this is the shortest path. In your mathematics, you must have learned that between any two lines, parallel lines, what is the shortest path? It should be the perpendicular line. Do you agree?
Yes, sir.
Somewhere in your maths you must have studied, otherwise it will be coming in your vector algebra. So that means any line you take after this, it will be like a hypotenuse for this line. So that means it will be longer than this line. So that means somewhere in your mathematics you must study that this will be the shortest path. So that means take it down. So this is the concept for shortest path. So very often students confuse these two methods. Okay, so that means depending upon the question, the diagram will completely change. So this is shortest time, this is shortest path. Unfortunately, with the computer screen, I'm having trouble showing both the things. Let's see if I can show them properly. Yeah, yeah. So here you see V man was perfectly going perpendicular, whereas the resultant he will actually take the path this way, but he will be swimming like this. Here the man will be swimming like this, but he will end up going like this because the river is continuously pushing him. That's all. So I think this has been given us. So once you know this, it's a matter of 1 second or 2 second you will get the answer. So I think this is given us 10 meter per second if I remember your question correctly. And this is given us 20 meter per second. Is that right? Do you remember?
That is correct, sir.
I think they are asking you with respect to the north, which means this line. So that means opposite by hypotenuse, which means it will be sine. So sine theta is equal to 10 by 20, which is 1 by 2, which means theta is 30 degree. You see, people say it is a difficult problem, but I would say you find it difficult because you didn't study this or you are not aware of this two concepts. If you know the concept, it is a matter of second. Within 1 second, you got the answer. Is that right?
Yes,
Are
sir.
you following?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That means remember, everyone, all the students, remember that whenever you say something is difficult, what actually you mean is you don't know the concept there. If you know the concept, it is easy. Okay. If you don't know the concept, it is very difficult. They may change
I have
this
searched
question.
in
Hmm? Yeah,
I have
say
searched
this.
in some website for the answers, sir, but they have given some detailed explanation and long derivation and all. They give, sir.
Yeah, you can. I think some of the websites are good actually. Nothing wrong in it. I would not say anything. I would not complain about it. I think DoubtNut is good, but long explanation. Sometimes they give too much of steps. I don't, agree with why should they give so much of steps, right? So
Yes, sir.
can you
But this
read
explanation is
the
very easy for me to understand the concept.
yeah? Can you read the first thing in the this thing, in the question, first sentence in the question. I have the form
The
here.
speed of swimmer in still water.
The speed of
A swimmer in still water is 20 meter per second.
swimmer, speed of swimmer, right?
The speed of a swimmer. Yes, sir.
The speed
Speed of a swimmer.
of a swimmer in still water is 20 meters per second. So let's try that. Yeah, 30-degree west. You see, I showed the diagram, but I didn't talk about east or west, right? So you can see that if this is east, then this has to be west. So that means you are going towards the west, so that you will reach here. Yeah, here also they did it very quickly only, so they didn't show any this thing. You mean this one, right? So I would say you don't have to worry about this one. You can directly look at this one and you will get the idea, right? You don't have to waste too much of time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
This is sometimes they give this because only then it will appear in the Google search. Otherwise, it will not appear in the Google search because Google cannot recognize these handwritten things, right? So they want it to be written something like this. So for that reason, they give a lot of steps. So for your purpose, I would say this is sufficient. You don't have to worry about this one. Only if you are not following this, then you have to go through this one. Okay. But the problem with these
Yes, sir.
solutions is sometimes as I said, they will not talk about the corresponding methods here, right? So we should study all these methods together. What was the other doubt you
Sir,
had?
what shall we do if they?
Hmm?
Sir, what shall we do if they ask for concept for shortest time?
Same thing, they will give you, suppose if they give you these two details, then you can find this theta. That's all.
Oh, that's okay, sir.
Yeah, so it's the same concept
Yes,
only.
sir.
Once you know the concept, it's very, very easy. Sometimes they will tell you what is
Oh, yeah. Fine.
where is the distance he will land. So that means they will ask you what is this distance. So that means if I know this one, I can calculate.
Hypotenuse and
Yeah, so based on the given data, you can find that. Okay, so there are a lot of different methods. I mean, different problems, different types of problems. You can try that. Okay, if you have doubts, you can ask me. I think you had one more doubt. Let me open that.
yes.
What was that other doubt?
Shall I read the question, sir?
Just a sec. I'm searching for it in your.
What's
Oh, this one. The two particles A and B, right? So for the benefit of others, listen carefully. They are given um, two particles A and B are connected by a rigid rod AB. So that means AB is A is given here, B is given here, alpha is given here. They said A is moving this way, B is moving this way. Okay. It's something like a ladder, but the ladder is usually, it will slip down this way and the ladder will be falling down this way. But here it's the other way around. So you're pushing the ladder. You can imagine this is like a fixed distance. The ladder length does not change. So if I push the ladder like this will start moving upwards. Okay. But here they didn't say it is ladder. The rod slides along the perpendicular rails as shown here. The velocity of A is to the left is 10 meter per second. So they have given this as 10 meter per second. What is the velocity of B when angle is 60 degree? So that means they are asking to find this velocity when alpha is equal to 60 degree. What it means is as the angle changes, the velocity will also change. I will give you a clue, and it's a very easy problem. Take this distance as x. Take this distance as y. I think we did some problem earlier in the second chapter, right? And take this as your hypotenuse. So what can you say about the relationship between x, y and L?
Yes, sir.
X squared, y
Sir,
squared is equal
hypotenuse.
to L squared. Is that right? But what can you say about the L? L is a constant. As I move this, the x value will change, the y value will change, but the L value will not change. Are you able to see that? Are you able to
Yes,
follow
sir.
that? So that means if I differentiate this, I will
Yes,
get
yes.
2x dx by dt plus 2y dy by dt. Anybody what will happen here? If L is a constant, what can you say? With respect to time, will the length of the ladder change?
No, sir.
That means what will happen? dl by dt will become
Zero.
0. Yeah. So only if you recognize this, it's a easy problem. So once you recognize that, right? So that means dx by dt, is it plus 10 or minus 10?
Minus 10.
Minus 10. So that means this is nothing but minus 10. X
Sir, but why
is
we are differentiating, sir? I didn't get that idea while doing the problem.
because x is the distance and they are given velocity. How will you get velocity from distance or displacement?
Oh, yes, sir. Differentiating with respect to time. Okay, sir.
Yeah, I can get rid of this 2 because if I divide by 2, this is 0, so this will go away. So x here, y here, dy by dt is what is asked. Remember, this is dB, so that means they're asking you this one. No, sir, x and y three sir. I don't know x and y means they are given this time. So that means if you progress, if you make the progress with the problem, eventually this will help you. So that means dy by dt is nothing but minus 10 will become plus 10 x by y. Tan 16 is nothing but y by x. Tan 60 is root 3. So I want x by y, so that means this will become 10 1 by root 3. Do you agree? What is root 3? 1.7 something.
Yes,
1.7
sir.
approximately
1.732.
2. So 10 divided by 2 it will become 5. So look for the answer which is close to 5. So it will be slightly more than 5. I think I saw 4.38 or 5.38 or something like that. Okay. And is it plus or minus? This is actually plus. Plus means moving upwards or downwards?
Upwards.
Upwards. So that is your velocity of B. So that means dy by dt is your velocity of B. That's all. You see, once you know the concept, it's a very easy problem. If I don't know this, as you rightly said, sir, how do I know that? I have to differentiate. Well, by doing these kind of problems. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. Definitely.
Next time when you do this kind of problem, definitely you will remember that. Oh, This is moving, they're asking this, which means it is a xy problem. X square plus y square is equal to s square. Correct?
Yes, sir. Correct, sir.
Okay, very good. I appreciate that you have done some problems and you asked the doubts and you have clarified it, which is good. Okay, so this is what every student should do. Okay, so the more problems you solve, you will get more doubts. Take the picture, send it to me in WhatsApp. We can discuss it in the class, and that is the way to study for NEET and JEE. If you don't do that, it will be like a one-way communication. Now, particularly on the class, every class I will be talking and you folks maybe 10% 20% will get into your head and then you will be doing something else and you may not be able to go up to 80% or 90% in the NEET problems, okay, if not 100%.
Sir,
Yeah.
sir, sir, why we are taking the tan theta,
Why you are taking?
tan theta
Because
60?
I want x by y. They are not given an x and y, but they are given only 60 degree. அப்ப என்ன பண்ணணும்? Tan 60 is y by x. Y by x தெரிஞ்சா x by y தெரியுமா தெரியாதா?
Yes, sir. தெரியும் sir.
அவ்வளவுதான். So இது எல்லாமே வந்து it's just a matter of practice. As you keep doing it, you will get the idea very quickly, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Any other doubts? Any other doubts, Vedant? Anybody else?
Sir, no, sir. No, sir. That's all, sir.
Okay. Maybe I will keep this as a separate record.